Texans love their catfish, and they assume they're ordering high-quality, healthy American catfish for their families and restaurants. But in reality, they could be eating toxic Asian catfish. When inspected, imported catfish are regularly found to contain carcinogens and illegal chemicals like melamine, which has caused kidney failure in pets and children. Catfish consumer safety legislation gives Texans the power to make informed decisions. And restaurant owners agree. Texans have a right to know where their catfish comes from.
I would support any type of legislation that would show the origin of the product that we sell.
I would be in favor of legislation.
I support 100% farm-raised catfish, and I especially support the Texas farm-raised catfish.
It doesn't mean that the restaurants are required to buy only U.S. farm-raised catfish or any other fish, but it does mean that the guests must be informed and have a choice.
U.S. farm-raised catfish is among the safest, healthiest, and most sustainable fish available. When you see the U.S. farm-raised seal, you know exactly what you're getting and where it came from, because only U.S. farm-raised catfish is reliably natural, fresh, and healthy. But in other parts of the world, standards for fish production are nearly non-existent. Reports from the New York Times and the Chinese government indicate the water in China is so contaminated with sewage, heavy metals, and pesticides that tens of thousands of people are dying every year from polluted water. Chinese fish farmers commonly use banned chemicals to keep their fish alive in toxic ponds, then use illegal carcinogens like crystal violet and malachite green as disinfectants. Melamine has also been found in imported catfish, the same substance that caused kidney failure in Chinese children and thousands of North American pets.
It's very important to us here in the state that the consumers and restaurants know the truth about what they're getting.
It's more a health and safety issue than it is protect my industry. All we're asking for is a level playing field and consumer support.
When you have product that's made with cancer-causing carcinogens and made with antibiotics, and then we can't differentiate our product from their product, there's a problem.
Millions of pounds of seafood from China and Vietnam have been refused entry into the United States because independent tests found the fish contained banned drugs and chemicals, including known carcinogens. Unfortunately, the problem with questionable food imports to the U.S. is too rampant for the FDA to effectively manage. Only 1.3% of all imported food is examined at U.S. docks, so we can only assume many more shipments of contaminated fish have made their way into the U.S. market. Only U.S. farm-raised catfish is certain to be fresh, clean, and safe. But Texas consumers have no way of knowing what they're eating. Little wonder 92% of Texans want menus to indicate where their fish comes from. From hatching to processing, U.S. farm-raised catfish is highly regulated and thoroughly inspected to ensure exceptional quality. Production is monitored by the U.S. Department of Commerce, FDA, EPA, and the Texas Department of Agriculture. Each and every catfish processor, farm, and fillet must also meet exacting standards to earn the U.S. farm-raised seal. The ponds must also meet Clean Water Act standards, which means U.S. catfish farmers can only use chemicals approved for use in public drinking water. In alarming contrast, imported Asian catfish pose a real threat to the health of consumers with banned chemicals, illegal antibiotics, and known carcinogens. But Texans don't have the power to make informed decisions in restaurants. Please support catfish consumer safety legislation. Texans have a right to know what they're eating.